Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone. It's Ashley. Everything I talk about, pictures included, can be found on a public domain. Full disclaimer down below. Lots of love and many blessings your way. Peter and Nikki, Journalist Jay, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for all you do for me. This is so strange to me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but, I find this to be completely odd and out of character. Tatler magazine wrote an article about Catherine, calling her Catherine the Great, talking about some personal things, implying that she was overworked and really stressed out, tired of her duties. And she found that so offensive that now she's going after them and suing them for this nasty article. That's how serious she really takes her duties in the royal family. She and William both have not had a moment to run away and cry like Meghan and Harry have. I'm really interested to see if she goes through with this lawsuit, and if so, who is behind this article? You know what I mean? We know how Meghan and her buddies like to plant stories, especially when it comes to Kate. We all know this. Okay, so speaking of stories, I wanted to share with you what my buddy journalist Jay shared with me today. So you know how she's been keeping a diary, Meghan has, from the moment she entered the royal family. And now it's being leaked out, and some of this stuff is garbage. Did you guys know that she absolutely made fun of Kate in this diary and to her friends, saying Kate was frumpy, had horrible style, and no sex life with William, and felt that it was her duty to let the world know that William was so unhappy. Like my buddy journalist Jay said this morning, she's tried so hard for so long to make Catherine look like a complete fool, and implying William was just like his uncle, a misogynist. Evidently, Harry told Meghan all sorts of inside details his brother shared with him in confidence. Now, whether you choose to believe that or not, is kind of up to you. Now, this is alleged. In her diary, she has recorded in full detail everything Harry has said that William told him about his boring sex life with his boring wife. Not only is this in her diary, but she shared this with her friends, and they've done nothing but poke and laugh at Kate this entire time behind her back, as well as to her face. What a nasty trick, you know what I'm saying? If William really told Harry that, that's bad on William's end, but for Harry to repeat that to this whatever she is, man, that's wrong. So she's been making fun of Kate behind her back and to her face, along with her friends. They've all been bullying up on Kate for a while now, ever since Harry opened that big old mouth. Totally explains Meghan's actions that we've seen a couple of times now, doesn't it? Thinking she had a shot with William, I guess, on the DL. Now, I imagine it really ticked her off because William did not take the bait. Now, not only does she know about the Roseanne Barr affair, but in this diary, they're saying that she's calling him a habitual cheater and how bad he treats Kate. Well, wouldn't that want you as an empowered woman to have some sort of empathy towards Kate? Be a support system instead of a wrecking ball? Karma is a beautiful thing because it seems like there's a lot in this diary, and we're about to talk about it. Kate's not the only one, according to this diary, that's boring in the bed. Now, according to Meghan's diary, allegedly, Harry himself is a bit of a snooze ball in the boudoir. He's an underachiever, if you know what I mean. And she's just not used to that. She's comparing him and his abilities to those of her former lovers. You would think after learning this information, Harry would pack his to-go bag and hit the road. What is wrong with this dude? So there's a part in the diary where she's totally pining away for an ex-lover. And it shocked me completely to find out who it is. Oh my lord. Okay, do you remember that Joker from Twilight? I never found him attractive, but evidently she did and does. Robert Pattinson. Anyway, she had an affair with him back when she made a movie together with him. She's going on in big full details of how good he was. Good lord, if I had to go by looks, I'd say nuh-uh. Going by her track record, I think the filthier somebody is, the better she likes them. So she's sitting there pining away, obviously, for this Joker. And we're hearing how, they might move to New York, or they might move to Nashville. I found it quite weird. He has a Brooklyn apartment, and a little place in Nashville. I really hope they go to Nashville. I can throw a rock from my driveway and hit it. I'd love to bump into these people. Now, getting back to Harry's underachieving ways, have you noticed that every woman that Harry ends up with breaks up with him? I think it's a lot more than just the mommy issues. After all, being stuck with one person when you get married and you're supposed to follow through, a lifetime is a long time with an underachiever. I can't think of many beautiful young women want to be stuck with that. It would be a lot of sacrifice on her end. And no, I don't buy into fear of the paparazzi running them off, or they're shocked or scared or spooked. I don't buy into that. Every one of these women dumped Harry, and there was a reason. And typically women like to try to be nurturers and fixers. If he has mommy issues, we'll fix him, we'll nurture him, we'll take care of him. So that's not going to drive anybody away. He's got royal status and all sorts of money. Shoot, that ain't going to drive nobody away. So does Meghan's diary have merit? It seems to be the case. My sweet friend Nikki, who I appreciate so very much, did a little research about antidepressants. And it seems like one of the major side effects and complaints for men is either becoming an underachiever or snuffing out all drive altogether. And now it's starting to make sense as to why Marcus Anderson never seems to go home. Is he there for her pleasure, his pleasure, their pleasure? I guess he's a lot cheaper than batteries, but you do have to feed him. You can tell a lot about people by just looking at their body language, for real. And going by the body language, it does seem like they've been very comfortable with each other in the past. I've always heard that Harry himself likes attractive men.
Do you, boo?
I mean, think about it. What newlyweds want a third wheel? Seriously. He's there for a lot more than friendship, in my opinion now. Which brings me to something else. After Archie arrived on the scene, it was funny how ragmags were starting to say, Harry's not the dad. And I don't believe she physically carried a child. She's not going to do that to her body. Even if she could, she wouldn't. So why didn't she go after these ragmags for saying that? She went after everybody else for way less. If she would have sued them, would she have had to prove the paternity of this child? To dispute this claim Harry's not the father? Same reason for not wanting this child around the royal family. They might swab its mouth when she's not looking? Blowing this entire game to bits, maybe? That makes sense to me, y'all. You know what? I've said it in the past, and now that he's older, I'm going to say it again. This child looks just like his daddy, in my opinion. And I found it very weird that after May 6th, his Instagram profile totally updated. He's announced that he's a father, a best friend, a traveler. I personally see zero resemblance of Harry in this baby, but I do see every bit of Marcus in him. I do. He's even got the divot above the lips like Marcus. And Marcus's lips, as well as the eye shape, identical. Not to mention in his skull is so big and dented in, just exactly like Marcus. I'm curious to see if this information is also in her diary. I'm going to point this out and I'm going to shut up about it. But Marcus's ears are perfectly centered. And the child's ears are perfectly centered. Harry's ears are up. His are not centered at all. And who can forget, this was so uncomfortable to watch. Harry acted as if he was trying to introduce himself to this baby in South Africa. She didn't want Harry's hands on this child at all. They're playing like mad games, y'all. I can't say it enough. But why? And she absolutely knows that the Queen's on to her. And the truth will absolutely come out before it's all said and done. And I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, more of her diary will be coming out. Y'all, I've been working really hard on researching this King of England situation. This has been a wild ride, but I want to put out a proper video, an informative video on this. So please bear with me. I hope y'all are doing very well and having good health. A big thank you to everybody that welcomed me back home. I appreciate y'all so much. I'll see you soon and we'll talk fast. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.